Today we're diving deep into some of the most common real estate myths that can mislead buyers and sellers alike. By debunking these misconceptions with facts and stats, we aim to empower you to make informed decisions on your real estate journey. Hi guys, I'm Amy Clark with Crowley Realtors, your go-to realtor for living in Memphis in the Mid-South, buying real estate. I'm here to help you guys buy real estate. But before we get started, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel so you never miss another episode of Living in Memphis in the Mid-South. Let's get into it. All right, myth one, you need 20% down payment to buy a house. That is not always the case. On a conventional loan, yes, 20% is required to buy a house. An FHA loan may only require you 3.5% to buy a house. And a USDA loan or even your VA loan could require no down payment whatsoever. A USDA loan is outside of the city limits, so you're not buying with inside the city. A VA loan with a zero down payment too. You can only use your VA loan as long as you have your eligibility requirements ready to go. So if you're eligible for your VA loan, this will give you a zero down payment. So those are some options for not having 20% down. And when you do the 20%, it is actually will eliminate PMI. PMI is private mortgage insurance. So we want to eliminate that, put your 20% down, and it goes into your favor anyway. It just, okay, myth two, renting is throwing away money. Well, in certain instances, renting a property, an apartment or a house is what you may need to do in your financial situation. So until you can get everything under control, your credit's good, and your dogs need a yard, I mean, then you can buy a house when you have that. But many people believe that renting is just throwing away money. Some reasons you may need to rent if you can't afford maintenance on a house, can't do the yard, those kind of things. Those maintenance things, you know, the water pipes burst or something, the maintenance in an apartment complex or in a rental house, those things will actually be taken care of for you. You're paying rent and you'll have a maintenance person come and take care of these things for you. It's crucial to know what kind of lifestyle you want to live. If you need to be downtown, don't have a car, not really likely here in Memphis, but if you need to live in an apartment or a loft downtown and you don't need a yard, you don't want maintenance, maybe renting is what you need to do. If you don't have your credit score just exactly perfect, it needs to be 620 to 720 or higher. Anything over 640 really is what you need to buy a house with a decent interest rate. So check out my interest rate history. I just did a video on the interest rate history. But your local market conditions, your current financial conditions, if you have to rent, you have to rent. It's not a problem. We rented until we could afford to buy, and we didn't feel like we were throwing away money. We thought we were getting ourselves into a better financial position to be able to buy our first house. And we did, and we rented for a little bit with a little one, and then we ended up with a puppy, and well, it was really a horse. And so we were like, oh, we have to get out of this apartment now. We got a Great Dane. No, we didn't. Our first one was our big, Angel. She was a bloodhound. She was a very large bloodhound. She ended up, as a puppy, she was about 40 pounds when we got her. And as an adult, she ended up being 180 pounds. So it was a good thing we got out of that apartment and got into our house with a yard. We had to fence it real quick. It was great. We really enjoyed that. But according to Real Estate Witch, homeowners spend about $13,000 a year in the maintenance alone. So if you're not in that position where you can afford maintenance, renting is okay until you can. So that's it. Don't worry about renting, and don't let anybody else tell you what to do with your money. You know, when you buy a house, it's not your mom paying for it. It's not your dad paying for it. It's you. And nobody needs to know how much you paid for a house. That is a confidential thing. That's a personal decision, and it is your decision. It's your money. Your family members aren't going to be paying your mortgage. You are. That's between you, your real estate agent, and where you're financially comfortable. That's just my little tip. You're paying for the house. Nobody else is. The third myth is here that real estate agents are all the same. Well, no, we're not all the same. Some are better than others. Some are more professional than others. And some have more knowledge of the local market than others do. And you really need to interview 3 realtors at a time. Let's get into this. You know, this is a big decision, a huge financial decision. You want to be able to feel really comfortable with that agent, whether you're buying or you're selling. Communication is crucial. It's key. You want to make sure things are getting done. We are talking to the lenders. We're talking to the attorneys. We're keeping the open line of communication, but really interviewing 3 agents is the best thing you can do for yourself. And not everybody's the same. Yes, we do have the same tools. We use the MLS, put all of our marketing and everything online. We do all this stuff. We have some of the same tools. Full service agents have access to more tools and marketing and resources than maybe an MLS listing assist only, or a for sale by owner. They really don't know the paperwork that it involves in using a real estate agent. But real estate agents are not all the same. Some are more professional than others, and you need to interview 3 to make sure that you can figure out who is going to serve your best interest, not their agent's best interest, not the terms of money in their pocket best interest, but who's going to serve your best interest. Keep your best interest at heart. Remember, the right real estate agent can make all the difference in the world, make your transaction much smoother, easier to go through. So if you're considering buying in Memphis or the Mid-South, give me a call. Feel free to reach out anytime. Myth number 4, the best time to sell is in the spring. Typically, you have more buyers out there, more sellers on the market, there's more inventory. This is because school's getting ready to get out. And you have summer and you have kids and you need to move during the summer. It's an easier transition on most people to move when the kids aren't in school, you don't have other activities going on, and you don't have basketball and soccer and football and all these things going on. Traditionally, spring is a real estate season. While spring traditionally is a busy real estate season, try other seasons as well. You may have the best time to purchase is when it's time for you to purchase, not when it's spring, not when it's fall, not whenever it's the best market conditions for you financially as well as personally. You may be able to buy in the winter. I've sold houses on Christmas Day. I've sold houses on New Year's Day. You may be able to buy in the winter with less competition. Maybe not as many people are buying right at that moment because they're busy doing holiday things. Maybe you can get the house of your dreams during the holidays or during the heat of summer, or maybe when it's pouring rain. That's the best time to look at a house. Believe me, we've talked about looking at a house when it's pouring rain. There may be more motivated sellers in other times of the year as well, like during the winter times or the fall or even the summer. But traditionally, spring is good, but that's not, you don't always have to wait to put your house on the market until spring comes around. You sell your house, you put your house on the market, and you buy a house when it's personally, financially right for you. That's the only time you need to worry about selling your house, is when it's right for you, when the conditions are right and you need to move, you need to sell, you need to list your house, or you need to buy. Whenever it's right for you is the best time to buy a house in real estate. Myth number 5, selling a home for sale by owner without using an agent will save you money. That is typically not the case. For sale by owners don't really know the real estate process. They don't know any real estate attorneys. Real estate attorneys may not even want to take you as a client if you don't have the proper paperwork, you don't have your state regulations, the proper paperwork, and don't have someone conducting the transaction for you. That could be an hassle. Many sellers do attempt to go it alone because they think they're saving on commissions. However, this approach can be costly. It says that average home seller for sale by owner sold their house for $219,000, and people that sold their house with a real estate agent actually sold it for $295,000. So according to the data, homes with the assistance of an agent went for $295,000 on average, whereas homes for FSBOs, for sale by owner FSBOs, they went for an average of $217,000. Agents can provide valuable services, including the right pricing, the right marketing, negotiation, guidance through the legal complexities of real estate transactions. And attempting to sell without a professional help can result in underpricing usually, or overextended time on the market if you're for sale by owner, the seller has an unusual attachment to their house and they think it's very overpriced, that could lead to an extended time on the market. For sale by owners don't traditionally save you money. Myth number 6, you'll get a better deal if you buy a house without using an agent. Some buyers believe that foregoing an agent will actually save them money and they can negotiate better on their own. Well, that's not always the case. An experienced agent will help negotiate, navigate you through the market, identify potential issues you may have with a certain house, ultimately providing value that far exceeds any perceived notion of going solo. You always need someone to represent you. They have a fiduciary duty to represent you, the client, and putting your best interest at heart, your money up front. Your money needs to be guarded and respected, and that's what the fiduciary duty is, and that's what we do as real estate professionals, realtors. We have a fiduciary duty to the client to put them above our interests. Myth number 7, I've come across this several times in my career, where buyers feel like a home inspection is a pass-fail. You either pass a home inspection or you fail it. That is not the case at all. A home inspection, you get the licensed home inspector in there. They go through the systems of the house best they can without tearing up walls. You know, they look at everything. They're licensed by the state, and they look at all the systems of the house: electrical, hot water tanks, the, plumbing, leaky faucets, all these things. Electricity, they look through all these things, and they write you a big giant report, 60 to 200 pages long. I tell my buyers that this is actually, the home inspection report is actually your homeowner's guide for the future. It'll tell you when you need to change air filters in your AC unit, tell you the age of your components in the house. So you can always refer back to that document to see what was it like, what was it not like. Pass fail is a myth, because I've had a client say, well, this house should have never passed an inspection. They don't pass, they don't fail. They have issues, and the home inspector will lay out all the issues for you, and then the buyer and seller get to negotiate what they can live with, what they can fix, what they can't, what they will, what they won't fix. And then the buyer is fully aware of the issues of the house as they move into it, and as they begin to live in their house. They'll know that the water heater is at the end of its life, and the seller didn't want to replace it, and the buyer said, fine, we don't have to replace it. So the buyer now knows that we're going to watch that water heater, make sure it doesn't go out on us, and have one ready to be replaced as soon as we can. So it's not a pass or fail. It's what the buyer and the seller are willing and able to negotiate on in the inspection period resolution. We always want to, but it's not a pass fail. No house is perfect, not even new construction, and older houses aren't perfect. And they have a tendency to know when they're being bought and sold, and they have a tendency to blow gaskets, so to speak. So houses always is a moving entity. One day your air conditioner could be just fine, the next day it could blow up on you. So those are things. And so home inspection is always important. Always get a home inspection if you can. Always recommend it to clients. It's not necessary. It's not by law that you have to get it, but you really do want to know what you're buying. You want to look under the hood before you buy it. Because I have bought things where I've failed to look under the hood before and have regretted it. So let's always get a home inspection. Listen to Amy. Listen to your realtor. You need to get a home inspection. Oh, let's go to number 8. Should you renovate your kitchen or bathroom before selling? While kitchens and bathrooms are what sell homes, as a seller, you shouldn't spend, all this money renovating your house just to sell it. Little repairs, little upgrades, little things are totally fine. Not all upgrades have a significant ROI, or return on investment, and you need to go back and watch my video on seller safety. So seller safety, I explained the return on investment and what sellers need to do to have a return on their investment, what they don't need to do, and that's a really good one. But bathrooms and kitchens do sell houses. Just make sure that they are updated, and if you need a little paint in your kitchen or your bathrooms, do that, but don't paint if you can't hire it out, or best just to leave it alone and let someone else do it for you. But no, you should not be doing major renovations before you are selling your house. Let's move on to myth number 9. The less commission I pay to the agent means I make more money. Well, not necessarily. Some sellers believe that reducing commission paid to the real estate agent will result in higher profits. However, this result can backfire on you. Agents who accept lower commissions may not be able to have the resources or the innovation to market your house properly. So it's always good to use a full service real estate agent who is committed to the sale of your house for the highest price possible. It can result in a higher final price, offsetting the commission costs altogether. So the commission is set. It is always negotiable. The seller can decide how much commission is paid. The buyer can decide how much commission is paid. And it is a negotiation tactic on buyers and sellers alike. So talk to your agent about real estate commissions. They'll know, they'll have an answer for you. Paying less in real estate commissions does not mean that you're going to make more money. It could actually backfire. Myth number 10, I have bad credit, I can't buy a house. You don't know that. Talk to a real estate agent, talk to a professional, talk to a lender, talk to a local lender. They're going to give you the guidelines of how to get your credit in line with the banks so that you can buy a house. That's the point. They'll tell you what to do. They'll tell you how to go around doing it. They'll tell you about credit cards and student loans and you moving in the right direction in order to buy your first house, your second house, your third house. But your credit score is important. It does play a factor in it, just like your income plays a factor. 2 incomes, 1 income, how many child support payments you're paying. You know, all of these things come into it. So if you're getting a loan and you have a credit, remember your credit score needs to be over 620. They prefer 640, 620. Some lenders will go lower. It may result in a higher interest rate for you, but you want your credit score at 640 to 740. You want it to go all the way up. So a higher 740 is considered a great credit score. My Dave Ramsey people, don't get upset with me. Yes, I went through Financial Peace University and went through Dave Ramsey's courses, and I have followed his courses, and I followed him for very many years. And he does say that you can get a loan for buying a house. So anyway, thank you for joining me today on another episode of Living in Memphis in the Mid-South, where we debunked the myths of real estate industry. If you have any questions or need guidance, are ready to buy a house, reach out to me, contact me. I'm ready to help you move into Memphis or in North Mississippi. Remember, in the world of real estate, knowledge is power. Contact me so together I can help you make your Memphis dream a reality. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment, share the video with somebody. Thanks for watching another episode of Living in Memphis in the Mid-South. See you next time. Look at those videos I told you to.